Bad Paper Mario games. Doesn't that sound weird? Paper Mario has been in a bit of a bad place the last couple of years, going from a charming series of RPG games to what can only be described as an adventure game with some RPG elements thrown in for good measure. The games went from featuring tons of unique characters and clever story building to an abundance of paper jokes and gimmicky fighting systems. So it's not much of a stretch to say that the Paper Mario line of games have been walking on a very paper-thin line for the last couple of years. And it's no surprise that the games I'm referring to are Paper Mario Sticker Star, Color Splash, and The Origami King. While there are fans of the newer entries, somewhat myself included, it shouldn't come as a shock that the collective Nintendo fanbase kinda just lost their minds over the announcement of the $1,000 remake. Seeing as Nintendo finally heard the overwhelming majority of fans wanting to go back to this style of Paper Mario, it got me thinking, does this mean this is the end of the bad Paper Mario games? Will the $1,000 remake signal a return to the beloved RPG roots that made us fall in love with Paper Mario in the first place? And that's what I intend to look into now. The so-called good games for this franchise are Paper Mario for the N64, Paper Mario the $1,000 Door for the GameCube and now Switch, and Super Paper Mario for the Wii. Things fell off pretty darn hard after the release of Sticker Star, and while the games got better after that release, it wasn't really much of a challenge to be better than the worst. In my own opinion, I enjoy the world of the Origami King the most of the newer games, but that awful-ass wheel battle system was, in all honesty, a total piece of shit. And seeing as battling is kinda a big part of these games, I ended up enjoying Color Splash the most since that battle system went by significantly faster and was way more intuitive to me. So the games got better, but there was still so much weird stuff holding them back. Gimmicks, annoying ass sidekicks, and some weird rule that made it so new characters weren't allowed in new Paper Mario games, which led us to stuff like this. So understandably, going from 3 superb games in a row to letdown after letdown left the franchise kinda in a toxic place. I mean, as an example, Arlo, the biggest Paper Mario guy on YouTube, got his rise to fame from that famous Color Splash video. But finally, Paper Mario made its incredible return to form with the announcement of the $1,000 Door remake. A dream so far off for most of us that it was truly an incredible time to be alive when the news finally dropped. Will this remake then save the franchise from yet another mid-tier game roasted like hell on Twitter in the future? The answer is it really depends on how well this sells. You have to think about the fact that most of the good Paper Mario games came out a long time ago. So this remake not only has to catch the attention of the older fans, which it seems to have done, but also attract newer people who may or may not have been traumatized by the gimmicky madness of the newer entries. Since Nintendo itself has been experimenting with the Mario franchise a lot in cases like Odyssey and now Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I find it really unlikely that the rules of the past about unique characters will stay, seeing as in Wonder, Nintendo themselves made it known that the younger devs at Nintendo were allowed to take more creative decisions than ever, and as such, we ended up with so much new fresh stuff. So, for once in my life, I really want to believe that Nintendo won't pull another weird one on me, and actually make this mindset transfer over to the Paper Mario devs for the future. There's also this famous quote from Miyamoto from the Sticker Star times in which he stated that Sticker Star was originally way more similar to the $1,000 Door. He apparently didn't like that very much. And that apparently is the reason for the massive change from RPG to adventure. And as far as I know, Miyamoto's last real game which he had any leading role in was Star Fox Zero. So I think the chances of him interfering with the newer games is pretty low. But what would a new RPG Paper Mario game in this day and age be like? Probably pretty amazing if I'm being blunt. Just imagine how amazing it would be to have a new original world that doesn't follow the normal Mario formula of grasslands, desert, beach, etc. You know, kinda like Mario Wonder. I mean, if you wanna go even further, imagine all the new badges, partners, and story above all. I mean, the possibilities are pretty much endless. But if you really want to hear what my ideal Paper Mario game would be, then make sure to subscribe to be notified for when that video drops. So I feel pretty confident saying that this remake is the start of something amazing for the franchise. So, I mean, for now, just make sure to buy the $1,000 Door remake. Like, we actually really need this. So with that said, yeah, this is the end of the bad Paper Mario games. So we can all breathe a sigh of relief knowing that we won't have to live through another sticker star fiasco. Please!